What's going on, y'all? It's the Kid J Nolan here, and you know we gotta talk about this new Drake album, man. Oh snap, this boy took a hard left when everybody was expecting him to go right. You know what I'm saying? So, the chatter is in, the verdict is in, and a lot of people that have heard this new album, honestly, Nevermind, are extremely confused, disappointed. They saying it's trash. They not gonna play it nowhere. I got people in my group chat saying, you finna be bumping this in the whip, cause I'm not. Alright? And I wanna talk about my theory on this album. I'm gonna talk about what I liked about this album. I'm gonna talk about what I didn't really care for on this album. And I guess we should talk about where does Drake go from here. But I'm gonna go to the very beginning, alright? So before you even get to pressing play on here, I listened to the album on Apple Music, right? And on Apple Music, they show you like a description or a synopsis of what the album is going to be about, or what type of mindset the artist was in when they came up with the title, all of these different types of things, right? And normally they give you like a brief, paragraph, 2-paragraph situation, but Drake came through with what looks like a free-form poem or stream of consciousness rap, maybe a drunk text that he was thinking of sending somebody and it just came out in rhyme format, and he decided, never mind, honestly, never mind, you wouldn't understand anyway. Back to listening to this album on Apple Music, right? On Apple Music, it tells you the genre, and it says dance, right? I guess the producer Carnage had already said he got 6 songs on the album, and this is about to be a huge moment for dance music. Signs were there that he was making a dance album, but people really didn't want to believe it. And if you listen to it on Spotify, it didn't really tell you it was a dance album, so I guess I gotta give you some grace. Let's get into the songs that I actually enjoyed. The songs that I liked were Currents, A Keeper, Sticky. Sticky is actually one of the hardest songs on the album. I'm still trying to understand why he didn't rap more over these types of beats, over these dance EDM, I wouldn't even call them EDM, but dance beats. But I guess he was really trying his best not to be a rap artist on this album, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Another song I liked on there was Massive. I like the fact that he took nice breaks between actually singing and just letting the beat breathe, because at some points that's something that you just want to vibe. You know what I mean? This is high energy dance music. This is going to a rave, going to dance parties, day parties and stuff like that, and just dancing. It's not about the trap, it's not about the brunch, it's not about the club lounge lifestyle. This is about turning up uninhibitedly, you know what I mean? Which is a totally different experience than what you get at a lot of the hip-hop situations nowadays. Everybody tough, everybody got 6 chains on, J's on, or Balenciagas, clunky ass Balenciagas on their feet, and they don't want you to step on them. This ain't for that. I'm not mad at it, but let's keep it moving. Flights booked, and then of course I like Jimmy Cooks. Jimmy Cooks is probably one of the hardest songs on the album too. It's about the only song that the fans out there actually enjoy, which is unfortunate. If you look at the songs that I actually named, it shows you that the midpoint of the album is actually the high point, right? I guess you could say the climax, because in the beginning of the album, the first couple of songs, it sounds like he's trying to get his footing together. Like maybe those were his first songs that he made in this dance genre. The first song where he's actually singing, it sounds a little bit, he ain't really caught his wave just yet, you know what I mean? On the next one, he sounds good, but then he's rambling, you know what I mean? What was track number 3 on there? Text Go Green. I like the beat on Text Go Green. I like the melodies he had on Text Go Green, but he was rambling in the lyrics, so it kind of threw me off. It's not catchy enough, you know what I mean, in my opinion. So that's what was throwing me off. It was like he's trying to do this lyrical singing type of thing where he's just going off feeling and emotion, which could have been a good thing, but it wasn't enough structure to it for what he was going for. I think the rest of the album, we start getting into, like I said, A Keeper, Currents, Massive. Like he had a lot more structure to what he was doing, and he kind of had a better understanding of what he was going for, in my opinion. I'm gonna keep saying that. When I was in my group chat last night, I told the homies, I said, look man, this feels like Drake's 808s and Heartbreak moment. This is the moment in time where He needed to take a hard left. I gave y'all all the rap music that I possibly could, but I'm in a space where I don't feel like rapping. I don't feel like that's the means of communication that serves me best in this moment. I want to sing. I want to dance. And although a lot of these songs are talking about not getting what he wants from these women, it's like I want to feel good in the midst of my struggling, right? So it feels like 808s and Heartbreak, not in terms of the actual sound and production on the album, because the sound and production is really New Jersey club house, right? So it's not the same, but I think that it's his spiritual twin. And of course we know Drake and Kanye now cool again. You know what I'm saying? So who's to say that Kanye didn't have no input or, influence in the very least on this project? You know what I mean? This is one of those, somebody on Twitter said this is maybe like one of those bucket list projects. Like, I want to make one of these before I retire, before I hang it up. Some people think that he's hurrying up and trying to get out of that deal. He just re-upped his deal with Universal and they gave him that big $400-500 million check. And it's like, let me hurry up and start getting these albums out. Now that the money coming, which they probably sending to him in increments, let me start getting my way out. I would not be surprised if at some point Drake goes completely independent, but this was the opportunity for him to reap all of the money that he had been missing out on in his career because he had so many people in his pocket up to this point. So don't be surprised if he start putting 2 albums out a year on some Future type stuff. The next question is, where does Drake go from here? Certified Lover Boy was not the certified classic that a lot of his fans were expecting. Then he comes with this album, Honestly Nevermind, which is a far cry from what the fans were expecting, what they wanted from him. Drake even put a post in his Instagram story saying it's okay if you don't get it. It's gonna take some time for y'all to get it. Maybe y'all come back later and understand it, but right now I'm with the people that understand, which he was already in the club and they was listening. So it's like, we on this wave. It may take y'all some time before you catch up to the wave that I'm on, and if you don't, it is what it is, right? Now, what I was trying to tell the homies in the group chat was, yo, based on the travels that Drake has had in his life, the things he's been able to experience, if I were Drake, would I rather experience a packed club full of 1,000 people dancing uninhibited, going 6 hours strong, having the time of their life? There's nothing that could ruin this moment for me. Or would he rather be surrounded by niggas that just want to slide on their ops at the rap functions? Where it's just dudes mean mugging, ice grilling. Y'all saw my imitation of it earlier. Is that the type of energy you want to be around in your mid-30s? It's not like Drake is actually a gangbanger. He's not a thug. He's not really from that lifestyle. So although he may surround himself or deal with people that are in that life, that's not the life he's accustomed to. So you think he wants to spend his time in those environments? Or does he want to spend time around people that have really genuine energy, or at least in the moment, the energy is at a high and it's on a wavelength that speaks to his spirit? I don't know what the answer is, but I think he answered it for you. You feel me? The next album, I highly doubt is going to be another dance album like this, but I think he had to get it off, man. Honestly, like I said yesterday in my video, I wouldn't have been mad at an album full of Nice for What. I wouldn't have been mad at an album full of God's Plans or stuff like that, you know what I mean? But let me know what y'all think of the album. Did you like it? Did you not? Did you understand it? Do you think it'll grow on you? All of that, man. Let me know in the comments. And if you're new here, make sure you subscribe to the channel because we talk about this type of stuff all the time. And I will be back with more in the very near future. All right? Much love and respect, y'all. Keep bumping that new album. Or, honestly, never mind. Maybe you won't. All right? Peace.